Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something very exciting, something we haven't done in a very long time, and that is we're going to go out and shoot with another human being who's not myself. Yeah, so this is going to be the first time I'm going to be shooting with a model since the beginning of the pandemic, but since I'm going to be quite rusty, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of nervous about it. I'm going to meet up with Ruta. I've always had this idea for a long time of shooting street with fashion photography. I don't want to wait for another pandemic for me to to try this idea out. So I thought, you know what, let's just go big. Let's try something completely different. So the idea is that I want to shoot some sort of fashion photography, some fashion portraits, but in the style of street photography, in the style of candid street photography. I've had this idea for quite a while, and lo and behold, just with every good idea, it's been done before. I saw Heroes for Sale do it, Shane Taylor, he did it really, really well. I'm gonna go head out to the location, Oxford Circus. I'm gonna meet her there. I'm gonna go there a bit early, just scout some shots, scout some locations, see what's good, and get some B-roll. So yeah, let's get into it. Look towards me. Editor Zain here. I forgot to film this bit. After a while, after shooting in Oxford Circus, I was kind of getting a bit frustrated, even though these pictures look quite nice, but at the time I was a bit frustrated because I was hoping for more activity, more people on the streets, more cars going past. And sort of in the B-roll, there just really weren't that many people, especially for Oxford Circus. And of course, that's due to the pandemic. The idea that I had in my head was like sort of layer her in between like crowds of people. So again, I wanted like lots of commotion, lots of traffic going in and out. So I wanted to sort of layer her in between all that chaos. But yeah, it just didn't happen, which is, I guess, is a good thing from a public health point of view. But in terms of, I just thought, because since lockdown has been lifted and people can go out and about a lot more, I kind of just assumed that Oxford Circus would be busier. From a global citizen point of view, I'm really happy it wasn't that busy. But in terms of what I wanted to capture, it was just a bit frustrating. But having said that, I'm still very happy with how these shots turned out. So I thought I'd just sort of leave that concept behind, the sort of the street photography concept behind. And luckily, Ruta, her sister, works at a wine bar. She's the manager of a wine bar that was literally about 10 minutes walk. Luckily for us, it was free, and I just thought, yeah, you know what, when I'm out shooting about, I was happy to improvise, and I'm so glad we did, because some of these shots, I mean, obviously I think that they were fire. Check it out.
yet, but I think that I might. Nothing to you, birdie, as you sway on the backseat of my bike. Sliding down a rainbow of emotions. I might fade and pray that you don't notice. Kick up my shoes, it's plain to see I tear about the thought of you and me. Wish I was, but I'm not pretending. I'm just a sucker for a happy ending. Keep the rope short, I can hardly breathe. Stuck between a dream and reality. Check out the way this heart is bending. I'm just a sucker for a happy ending. I'm just a sucker for a happy ending. I'm just a sucker for a happy ending. Just a sucker for a happy ending. I'm just a sucker for a happy ending. Got me nervous with your
Just give me a couple of poses. Just
every second inching closer. Explosions in my mind, picture perfect. I want it all to last. Feels like it's been forever, like we've done this in the past. Kick up my shoes.
I used my Canon A1 with a 50mm f1.4 SSC. This is not it. This is the I've got the 35mm f2 on it, and I also use the X100V. I brought this along just because I always bring the X100V in my bag just as a backup camera or just in case. Yeah, initially I just planned to use only the Canon A1, but thankfully I brought this along because when we went down to the wine bar, it was really dark. It was really dark because there were no windows in there, and the only light source was that lamp and that neon sign. The only film I had left on me was the 200 speed Color Plus film. It obviously in low light 200 speed is just way too slow. Luckily I had my 50mm f1.4. All the film shots down in the wine bar were all shot at 1.4. So as you can see, you know, wide open, it is quite soft, and it was kind of hard to nail focus on the eyes, which is what I was trying to get. I didn't nail it every single time, but I'm still happy with the results. Still looks really nice, still looks kind of dreamy. It's really fortunate I bought my 50mm f1.4. Otherwise shooting film would have just not been possible. Since it was so dim down in the wine bar, I used X100V just to make sure I got enough shots. I shot this wide open. Most of it was shot at f2 or f2.8. I shot all the shots at ISO 800, and I used the color negative film simulation. Out of all the film simulations, I used to be all about Eterna, but then I kind of got bored of it, and let's wrap this one up. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I didn't realize how much harder that, like trying to meld those two genres together. This conceptually, it sounded quite easy. Oh, it can mix fashion with street together, and it was actually quite hard in the end. It was hard trying to get her, to come up with poses, because once you start trying to incorporate fashion poses, it then starts looking too fashiony and not street at all. So what I ended up liking the most were the poses that were very neutral. Those ones for me personally worked really well. For example, this one and this one. I didn't really plan too much, to be honest. I didn't look at too many reference photos. I really want to do this, combining fashion with street photography kind of thing. It's definitely nice getting back out there, getting back out on the streets and shooting, and starting to work with other people and not having to do any more self-portraits. That's a bit of a nice change. Plenty more videos to come. Like and subscribe, guys. Most of you guys who watch my videos don't subscribe. What's that about? What's that about, man? What's that about? Comment something nice down below. I reply to all the comments. Follow me on Instagram at Zain Shoots Film. I post there every day apart from the weekend. Check out my portfolio at zainreasons.com. And with all that said and done, boys and girls, keep learning, keep shooting. I'll see you all in the next one.